if you want to get to this point in the game, you're gonna have to start out like this. Greetings gamers everywhere, I'm Swip92 and I was thinking that I should do some reviews for my 1.0 early access games that have reached that milestone now. And this is mainly because a friend told me that it was a while since I did a review, and I completely agree. And I have to say, there are a few roguelikes I have in my library that suddenly reached 1.0 this summer. And one of them is this game, Achilles Survivor. This is a game or roguelike game based on the RPG by the name of Achilles Legends Untold. It's made by the same developers who have made Achilles Survivor, so yeah, they really know their stuff here. Now, Achilles Legends Untold is a completely different game, but it's a good game. But now we're talking about Achilles Survivor. This is a roguelike, and it reached its 1.0 update earlier this summer. And each time I play a roguelike, I think, what makes this game unique? Is it the art style, the gameplay, the moment-to-moment gameplay maybe, or does it have some quirk or mechanic that makes it unique? In this case, it's a mechanic. It's a building mechanic. So each time you load into a map, you have a few mines, rock mines or stone mines, that you can run to and start building. First you build the mine and then you start mining rocks or stone. Now these stones that you mine can be used to build structures. Now these structures can range from a fire turret that sets your enemies ablaze, a spike turret that impale your enemies, or support turrets that heal you or give some other kind of support. Now throughout the game, as you keep playing and keep killing and all that, you will unlock more types of structures. All structures are made with stone and they don't cost anything else. Now, as you approach a location where you can build, you get 3 random structures that you can use. And yeah, pick one and build it if you can. Now, building these structures will take some little time, so don't do it while surrounded by enemies. They don't pop up instantly, so take care of that. Now, all structures also have an active effect, like the flame turret spews flames. And it also has a passive effect, like the flame turret, it gives you power increase, or power damage, rather. And power damage is basically the damage that all your abilities / powers do. So increasing power damage increases the damage you deal. Now, each map that you play also has main objectives and side objectives. The main objective is what you need to complete to advance to the next map available. And the side objectives are just that. They're side objectives, they're not mandatory, it's completely optional to complete them, but you will get some rewards for doing them. And to get to a gold rating on each map, you have to complete all of the side objectives, as well as the main objective. Each map also has small events happening on the map that are also completely optional, but give some great rewards. For example, there are chests that can give you gold, and can also drop a sort of a harp that will make it so that all the XP on the map will go to you. All events are worth doing in one way or another, so keep a look after them. There's even a timer close to the minimap where it shows when the next event will appear. Now, after completing all of the maps in a location, you also unlock endless mode. So basically there's 3 modes in this game. There's the longer 20-minute one, and then there's the shorter 10-minute one, and then there's endless. Now each of these can also be completed on easy, normal, or hard. Now to play something on hard, you first need to complete it on normal. Just FYI. Now, what about the characters? The characters in a roguelike is one of the most important thing, and the amount of them is not the most important thing, I would say, but the uniqueness of them is an important thing. There's a lot of characters here to unlock, and the only unique thing about them, except for their character design, of course, is their ability, their unique character ability that they can use. And these are the ones that you start with, and all abilities in the game can be upgraded. Once you reach level 5 of an ability, which you do by upgrading their damage or cooldown or whatever else as you level up. And once you reach level 5, 10 and 15, you can upgrade the ability each time, so a maximum of 3 times. Now, upgrading ability is not by just leveling up and leveling that ability up to level 5, but because first you need to get it to level 5 and then you need to build a structure for it. And this structure is very easy. It's basically just a fourth structure that you get once you reach a location where you can construct something. So yeah, just reach a location, build the thing, and then upgrade. And this will upgrade all the abilities that can be upgraded. So early on I do try to get at least two abilities to level 5 as quickly as possible so I can upgrade them both at once. Now sometimes it takes a bit longer. There are many times where I only get passive abilities or I get upgrades that I have no use for the ability. Especially early on in a run where your luck level is quite low. Luck basically determines how often you will get epic or legendary uh, ranked upgrades. Each time you level up, you get to choose between a few upgrades for your character, and this can be passive things for the character itself, or it can be passive things for all your abilities, or it can be a ability specific upgrade. Now, as you get to level 5, 10, and 15, you can upgrade the abilities, as I said, and these upgrades you get to choose between two of them each time you level up, and they differ quite a bit. Some of them adds an additional effect like fire damage or poison damage, and some of them adds an additional cost or increases damage but decreases cooldown or whatever, or increases cooldown but also increases damage, things like that. And they can range between a lot of different things. So each run, depending on what you choose, abilities of course, can be quite different depending on what kind of upgrades you choose as well. So I do like that. Now I also feel that no matter what abilities you choose, you can make it work in some way and actually complete a normal run at least with any sort of combination. It's not going to be easy every time. Normal definitely has its difficulties. You're allowed to make mistakes, but not infinite mistakes. Definitely not. So be careful what type of abilities that you choose, but mostly be careful with what type of upgrades you choose, because they will determine if you die or not, I will say. The game has a skill tree. There's one skill tree that applies to all characters. This skill tree also has ability, or rather, this skill tree also has upgrades for your structures, which make them invulnerable for a few seconds, makes them more durable, and makes them damage more. There's also a upgrade for how many stones you can get from a stone mine, and things like that. Also the basic upgrades like more health, critical damage, crit chance, so on. And each class also has a skill tree, because each character has their own, or not their own, but each character has a class. So there's Enchantress, Warrior, Commander, and others. And as you upgrade a skill tree, all of the classes in that skill tree, or all the characters that have that class, will get that upgrade. And if you play as a rogue, the rogue class, you will get XP for the rogues. You won't get XP for all the other characters unless you do complete side objectives that gives XP to all characters. So that's a thing to keep in mind, because if you like the commander or the warrior, well, you're only gonna get XP for those characters. So that's a thing to... Nah. Moving on from to some of the most positive things about the game to me, which is for one thing, it does look nice. I think the animations and the effects of abilities, they're all really nice. I especially like the fire effect. That looks really nice. Now, the design of characters is also really nice. It's very simplistic, but it's nice. Same with environment. It's kind of barren, the environment. That's one thing I have to say that's against the design of the game. The landscape is very barren and it's very similar to each other in each of the locations, which is a shame. I wish there were more like cave-like, or like not jungle but forest-like also biomes, but each of these are more like desert landscapes, or not desert as in desert, but more Greek style type of deserts. You know, the ones I'm talking about, the ones you've seen in like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and such games. Now, it still looks really good, but I wish there were more type of biomes, really. Another thing that I touched on earlier was that the difficulty is really good. Uh, Easy is very easy. Normal is just enough normal to be hard, but not too hard. And the hard difficulty is for the ones who really like a challenge. And for those who like collecting achievements, there are plenty of achievements to complete, both in-game and outside of the game. But I do believe that every in-game achievement is also an achievement on Steam. And these ranges from killing enemies, unlocking things, and so on and so forth. And sometimes when you complete a few achievements, you unlock new structures, new characters, and other things. So there are plenty of things to unlock and plenty of things to discover. Now, for some negative things that I wished a little tweak on, you could say. Now, the amount of abilities. The amount of abilities are decent at best, I would say. I might have been a bit spoiled by Soulstone Survivors and Jotun Slayer, Hordes of Hell, but the amount of abilities in this game it's not terrible, but I feel like it's on the low side of amount. And I do tend to gravitate more towards certain abilities when playing than others. I do need to experiment a little bit more, I think, but I do still believe that you can use all the abilities in some way and still have a good run. But I do think that I need to really experiment a little bit more, because they might have changed a few of the abilities that I haven't used in a while. But I wish there were more types of abilities in the game. I really do. Now, all of the characters in the game have their unique abilities, but the rest is shared. So, yeah. No matter which character I play as, sometimes it just feels like, oh, this is the same as the other character, except for their unique starting ability, which can make it so that you have to play in a certain way. Maybe you need to actually confront the enemy that you're facing, maybe you need to be closer, maybe you need to be further back, maybe you can relax, depending on what starting ability the characters have. And now, some character starting abilities can be very difficult to use, especially at the start of a run, and some of them are just plain weird. No character has a strict melee attack where you're actually seeing a weapon in their hand, which is, I think, is a missed opportunity. That's a design that I don't like. Take for example Jotun Slayer, where you have the Berserker who has actually two axes in his hand and he actually swings them. Same with Souls and Survivors, they have their weapons in their hand. In this game, however, no matter what warrior or commander you're using, they have no weapons in their hand. They're just... It shows them having weapons in their hands when you pick them, but they have no weapons in their hands when you're actually out running, which is a shame. All of their abilities are based on weapons that they are shown to have when you choose them, but they don't have anything in their hands. So that, I think, is a missed opportunity. But that's all I got for you for this review of Achilles Survivor. Well, do you have any thoughts on the game? Have you played it yourself, maybe? Well, put your thoughts down in the comments. I've been Swippy92, have a great life, and I hope to see you in future videos. Bye bye!